Hello, my name is Anthony on the Fun Robotics Network, and today I'm here with Team 498, the Cobra Commanders, and the robot Mild Weasel. We're going to talk about how they have the accessibility that is making it very easy to get to, and how they have their robot that is able to be so fast and scoring so high as their number 16 in the world, and how their simple shooter, intake, and Twindexer allows them to be as efficient as possible, here on Behind the Bumpers. So, starting with the intake and how that system works, right? Kind of walk me through how it all functions.
All right, so this is our intake. It is a polycarb rack with a slider tank. We have one 2-inch roller powered by a Kraken on each side. The main interesting features, we've done a lot to try to increase the durability of this through our competitions. So we've switched from like a stub roller with 2 small hex shafts to a full hex shaft going through. We've switched out these slider blocks. Yeah, these are another one of the interesting things. They're milled from HDPE to provide like a single piece that's easy to make, difficult to break. Yeah, that's pretty much all. It moves with our hopper to give us extra storage capacity.
Before we get to our next segment, we'd like to thank the following. As you're getting ready for the competition season, think AndyMark as your one-stop shop for all your team needs. AndyMark's Launcher in a Box is a configurable solution that so many teams are finding success with for the rebuilt season. Also available at AndyMark.com, the AMPD AndyMark Power Distribution Board that provides 24 40-amp independently fused output channels for safe, reliable power distribution. That's AndyMark.com. Kettering University's cutting-edge programs in their experiential co-op model seamlessly blend the professional and academic worlds, offering hands-on, feature-focused learning that empowers students to pursue new ideas and inspires other institutions to follow their lead. Don't just be ahead of the curve, create the curve. Get more information at kettering.edu/first.
Seeing how big your robot is and how tall it is, right? What's your guys' capacity? How many can you guys hold?
Approximately 65.
Yeah, that's awesome. And so kind of being able to look at the intake and kind of how this is, right? Mm-hmm. This piece on top here seems to be able to move. Kind of walking me through what that piece is and just how you guys have iterated.
Yeah, so this is an upgrade we've made since our first regional in Pikes Peak. Its intent was to move up and down to sort of press balls down into the Twindexer to shoot faster. It ended up working out. So in practice matches, we noticed there used to be a shaft going across here and it would sort of catch on the fuel and prevent them from falling in. So we ended up removing it. We have plans to re-add it later. Just, yeah, it was more of a, maybe we could get it a little faster, less of like, we need this. It also, just the lid being here lets us drive under the hub and pick up fuel there without risk of penalties from catching the fuel.
Awesome. So talking about accessibility with the robot, right? Everything seems very easy to get to. Talk to me about how you guys manage to do that, because I'm sure a lot of teams, right, they try and get everything in all at once, right? And it can end up being a very big hassle. Kind of explain to me how you guys have been able to manage making it very easily maintained.
Leonard, would you like?
Of course, I'd love to. So something when designing this robot that was really big for us was keeping it easily accessible. Things that we could change out and swap, or just like if we need to get in the robot, we wanted to be able to get there quickly. So something I'd like to highlight here is we can remove our tummy or our belly pan very easily. It's 2 pins, and then we can get right inside of our robot. And you can actually see here, our battery we're able to remove from the bottom, which also just keeps things very quick. When we're in pit, we're ready to go, and we're able to get that in and out very quickly. Something that also is very easily accessible is if we ever need to swap things on the Twindexer, like we had to change grip tape or something like that, we are able to get these plates off just by removing 1 bolt on each one. So that's been keeping things really fast and keeping our robot really easy to manage.
Yeah, perfect. Everything seems at arm's length. Yeah, and you brought up that Twindexer. Go ahead and talk to me about that, right? What made you guys decide to go with the Twindexer versus a single Spindexer or a die rotor, and how you guys make your Twindexer work?
Yeah, so originally when we were planning out the robot, we did actually have a double intake. So we had double side intake. So we had an intake on each side. And what that caused us to do is we noticed that if we had balls flowing in the opposite direction of like what a roller floor would typically cause ball motion to be towards a shooter, that may potentially cause issues. So we decided to try something a little different. So we developed Twindexer, where really all the balls had to do was fall in and they would get redirected by the spinning brushes into the shooter. Eventually we did move away from the double side intake just because we saw a lot of jamming issues when it came to funneling the balls away from the shooter. And we eventually just moved to the single side, single back intake. But we kept the Twindexer because we found it was still really efficient in funneling the balls into our shooter.
Awesome. Yeah. Can we see how the Twindexer works? And while we're seeing how the Twindexer moves and everything like that, talk to me how you guys drive it, because I know sometimes teams individually drive it if there's one more on the other side. You guys seem to do it very efficiently. So kind of talk to me how you guys run that, and let's see it move in action.
Sure. So we can have it run, but they do both. They are geared together, so they always run together. But what is kind of nice is what will happen is we funnel the balls on the outside. So the balls will typically fall in and they'll get funneled around to the outside, so they never collide in the middle. And then we will have this bottom kicker shaft suck it into the shooter. And we went through many iterations in making sure that we didn't have balls get jammed in the middle. So we went through many iterations of these different sort of cones. So we had cones with brushes, long brushes. We had kind of die rotor shaped objects in there too. And we ultimately settled on these because these did a good job of preventing jamming while still funneling the balls into the kicker bar, which also there was a lot of iteration with in terms of, you can see there's a couple different wheel sizes on here. So we kind of have these outer green wheels to pull the balls in and prevent them from flowing more towards the center of the Twindexer. And then we have this 1 3-inch wheel in the middle to kind of create that final stop between the two flowing paths and separate them as they come up into the drum shooter.
Awesome. Yeah. Can we go ahead and see that Twindexer move? Awesome. So yeah, that Twindexer is seems really efficient, really fast to be able to flow into your shooter. So go ahead and talk to me about that, right? You were talking about how, you flow two in and the green wheels allow for that. And obviously we can kind of see, right, you know where they two go. So kind of talk to me about what made you guys decide to go with a 2 wide versus a 3 wide, or even just a 1 or a turret.
Yeah, so originally when we were going through what different shooter archetypes we could possibly create, we'd obviously considered, turret, single wide, maybe full wide, double wide. And we kind of just came to the conclusion that we personally haven't really had much time to play around with the turret mechanism, and it wouldn't be an efficient use of our build season to mess around with the turret for the first time. So we decided, let's go for a fixed shooter. And we kind of laid on like the objective of you're holding a lot and then being able to shoot them all really quickly is gonna win you the game here. Obviously, half of the game is being able to pick up really fast, and the other half is trying to get rid of your game pieces really fast, and that's kind of why we settled on the double wide. And this was actually originally a split double wide, so there was a divider down the middle, and what we actually noticed is that was creating more of a jam than it was helping us in funneling the balls. So we actually just removed the middle divider and made it a full wide, and now that really allowed the balls to flow more freely up our whole tunnel and through the shooter.
Awesome. Yeah. Okay, so something a little bit not quite physically robot related, but still robot related. Your screen on the outside of your pit, right? Being able to kind of see like what the different parts of your robot are and everything like that. Just kind of like walk us through kind of how you guys decided to do that and why, and just anything that is special or unique about it.
Sure. So we can come over here, and I think the really nice part of the whole screen is we have two different spots. We have like a robot section and a team section. So obviously when we're talking about non-technical judging, we can go through all our different programs. Sorry, down here. You can see the different statistics of the different programs we've created, like Arizona Robotics League. And then we can go back here to the robot section, and it has a section for each one of our subsystems. You can see the CAD of it. You can see our design goals and then the specs of it. So you can see our Twindexer, our ball tunnel, the shooter, the intake, the drivetrain, and then that little top hat we were talking about earlier.
Awesome. Yeah, I think that's just one of the cool features that adds to your robot, right? Okay. And Mild Weasel, right? Go ahead and talk to me about how you guys came upon that name, because it's kind of a unique name, but it's really cool.
Yeah, so our team name is the Cobra Commanders. The Cobra Commanders are a faction from the series G.I. Joe. And so every year we typically name our robots after a certain member of the Cobra Commanders. And actually this year what we ended up doing is we chose the name of the ship, like a space shuttle essentially, of one of the characters. And the name of that was the Wild Weasel. And you'll notice our robot name is not the Wild Weasel, it's the Mild Weasel. And maybe you'll see something different at Champs.
Okay, that's exciting. Yeah, because you guys will be there and everything like that. So that's really cool. Between your intake and how you guys are able to maintain everything, and how you guys are easily able to get to things like your shooter and your Twindexers and how everything works overall, it definitely shows why you guys are as high as you are. I'm excited to see you guys. I mean, you guys have won Pikes Peak, won Green Country, right? Off to Champs in a few weeks, right? So it'll be really exciting to see kind of how you guys progress. And this has been 498 on the Fun Robotics Network. Thank you.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the bell to stay up to date on future fun videos. Kettering University's cutting-edge programs and their experiential co-op model seamlessly blend the professional and academic worlds, offering hands-on, future-focused learning that empowers students to pursue new ideas and inspires other institutions to follow their lead. Don't just be ahead of the curve, create the curve. Get more information at kettering.edu/first. As you're getting ready for the competition season, think AnyMark as your one-stop shop for all your team needs. AnyMark's Launcher in a Box is a configurable solution that so many teams are finding success with for the rebuilt season. Also available at anymark.com, the AMPD AnyMark power distribution board that provides 24 40-amp independently fused output channels for safe, reliable power distribution. That's anymark.com.